Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you a simple idea for decorating a junk journal page. Here, I'm going to begin by adding a little bit of gesso since these pages are collaged with some scrapbook paper, and I do want to tone down the patterns a bit. So the gesso will help to do just that. And I'm applying the gesso just with random drops in no particular style or fashion over the page. And I'm going to use a makeup brush to spread the gesso over the paper. Now, one tip, and I forgot to do this part, if you're going to paint or add gesso to your journals, make sure that you put some scrap paper underneath those pages. I forgot to do it early on, and some of that gesso actually got onto the next page, especially on this particular page on the right that had more gesso than the left. So make sure that you go ahead and take either a circular or just some scrap paper and just protect the page underneath to keep it from getting gesso or paint on it. And in this step, I'm taking another page from this store circular and I'm crumpling it up, and I'm going to use it to just scrape over the surface of the gesso, rough it up a little bit, and just add a little texture. It's also going to lift off just a little bit of gesso so that some of the pattern is still a little visible underneath the gesso. And here I have a palette with some dried gouache paints. And the cool thing about gouache is that you can reactivate it just by spraying some water over it. So I'm going to do just that. I'm going to reactivate some of the paint that dried on the palette, and I'm going to go ahead and apply some of this to the page. And here I'm using another makeup brush to mix some colors together and to incorporate the water and the dried paint. So here I'm taking an acrylic stamping block and I'm just applying some of that reactivated gouache paint. At this point, it's going to be more like a watercolor since there is more water than paint, but that's precisely what I want. I don't want a very colorful page because I will be layering on top. Now I'm simply placing the acrylic block down on the page, and it's going to just leave an impression of the watercolor-like gouache at this point. So once I had enough layering with the paint and the gesso, I decided to add some stamping to the page. And you could definitely use rubber stamps or cling stamps. I do have a rubber stamp that I used. However, I also wanted to use some recycled materials. So I pulled together some bottle caps, and I'm going to use these to make some circular and oval shapes on the page. So in order to get a good image, I ended up putting a piece of cardboard underneath the page. This just gives a firmer surface for stamping. So after I finished the stamping, I pulled different alphabet stickers so that I could start writing out my Bible verse. And I wanted to use different styles of stickers because I was going for a more eclectic look. This is also a great idea if you're running out of stickers and you just have random letters in different styles. So it's a great way to use up the remaining alphabet stickers that you might have left in your stash. So on the opposite page, I'm just adding some images that I got from magazines, catalogs, flyers, images that kind of make me think of this Bible verse. And I'm also, I'm going to add some pieces of paper where I complete the verse because it was too long to write it out entirely in alphabet stickers. So that is going to complete the 2-page spread on this Bible verse. So once I completed writing out the Bible verse, I went ahead and I added some finishing touches. So these can be stickers, it could be other images, it could be die cuts. So in this case, I just added a leaf sticker that I made, a die cut, and a little image that I cut out from a store circular. So this basically completes my 2-page spread. And as you see, it was a pretty simple and straightforward process. And what I like is that the eclectic style is very forgiving. So you don't need to worry too much about being perfect, and you can just enjoy the moment while journaling. So I really hope that you found this idea helpful and inspirational. Thank you so much for watching to the end, and stay blessed.